Wake up, rise and shine. It's time for Wrestle AM. It's coming to you live courtesy of Kocosports.com. Well, ladies and gentlemen, WWE Payback in the history books right now. People in beautiful Chicago, Illinois are now filing out of the arena and headed home, and they're jumping on their iPhones, jumping on their smartphones, trying to tune in to Kocosports.com to hear what we thought, the experts, the Coco crew, is thinking about this pay-per-view. So let's lay down here, let's lay down the law, let's look at the host. First, you got me, the sexiest man on all Internet Wrestling Radio. That's right, Boom Boom here, shaking the room live from beautiful Omaha, Nebraska. And, of course, joining me there is mi amigo, my brother from another mother, way over there in Tokyo, Japan, talking about Dave Kocotis. And we have a special guest, kiddies. Love him or hate him, he is the man with the plan. He is live from sunny and sandy Tampa, Florida, Martin Dunn. Ladies and gentlemen, wow. Welcome, gentlemen. Welcome to the show. What can I say, guys? Payback, WWE's in the book, and I was somewhat of a naughty co-host. I pretty much missed the entire pay-per-view. Now, most of you are like, what? Boom, boom, missed the pay-per-view? Why? I'll explain to you why. We had a little bit of a bout of some severe weather here in the Omaha metro area, and I was on call, so I got called in to work to help get our weekend crew through some severe weather. So I left about, about a 4:45 and did not get back home till till about a little after 9:30. So, Dave, Martin, I got to ask you, along with the Internet Infantry, please put it down in their comments. More than just win, loss, or tie. I'm seriously thinking about staying up, even though I got to go to work tomorrow. I'm seriously thinking about staying up and catching the replay of this pay-per-view. Guys, should I stay up and watch this pay-per-view, or just do I need to go ahead and go to bed and get a good night's sleep?
Oh, this is a tough call. Martin, I'm going to let you go first, because I'm such a cynical asshole. This is a tough call. This is actually a really tough call. I'm going to go, if you liked WWE hardcore style wrestling, not hardcore wrestling, but WWE style hardcore wrestling, and it was a night of brawlers. If you liked brawling pro wrestling, WWE hardcore style, this was probably a win, and you would enjoy it. If you like in-ring wrestling, technical, NXT type wrestling, maybe not so much. I don't know. I'm a real cynical asshole, and I'm saying a really weak tie. Now, some people absolutely loved it. Player Dies, he left an early comment and said, I absolutely love this pay-per-view. Everything was good to great. Cesaro's Sheamus was great, but Sheamus is a bad wrestler, sure. I guess if you consider brawling and wrestling, but all right. I really like Cena Wyatt, even though Cena won. Match was great regardless. If you like brawling-style wrestling and WWE hardcore, not real hardcore wrestling, WWE hardcore wrestling and brawling style, this is your cup of tea. I personally just like athletes that can wrestle. And as far as Sheamus, I bury Sheamus a lot just because I saw him on the Independents and I know he can be a good wrestler. Ever since he got the U.S. title and went to England, he's got a little pep in his step. He's been trying his ass off, so he might be old school Sheamus. Because I love how people are like, oh, he's a bad wrestler. Dude, go watch his indie shit. If you think Sheamus is good now, hey, you like WWE style, you like brawling style wrestling, have no problem with that. But go watch one of his independent wrestling matches and then go watch a WWE match. Though, even though I'm bashing Sheamus, he has been, ever since Sakura whooped his ass, he has been doing a lot better, and that's just a rumor. According to Sheamus, everyone lies in the world except Sheamus. So I'm going to give it a very weak tie. I enjoyed NXT a lot better, but like I said, if you like WWE hardcore style wrestling and brawling style wrestling, I can see how this is a complete win for you. This just wasn't my cup of tea. I like it. Usually when I watch a pay-per-view and you're like, oh, it's a win, I'm like, fuck you and die! No, I'm like, oh, I understand. You just like a different style of wrestling than me. So, I'm going a weak tie, but I'm a cynical asshole. Martin Dunn, welcome. Con Artist Entertainment, the creator of Joshua Black, writer, artist, inker. Mr. Comic Book, former pro wrestler, former pro wrestling promoter, I need you to clear it up. Was this win, loss, or tie, and should Boom Boom watch it?
I feel like they didn't promote this one very well, first of all, because I found out at about 6 o'clock from my son, who was like, "What are you doing?" And I was in here working, and I'm like, "I'm working," and he's like, "There's a pay-per-view on. Why are we not watching it?" And I was like, I don't know, and I didn't know there was pay-per-view. So when we were watching it, I actually went and checked what he was watching, because I thought we were watching a replay of like Raw. Because it felt like we were watching Raw.
Yeah, a lot of people have complained about that. Some people absolutely loved it, and some people complained about it. So I find it to be completely interesting. But in the comments below, please put win, loss, or tie. For those watching this, I really appreciate it, because we are going head-to-head with WWE, and, well, you know, some promoters in small cities like me and Martin can beat WWE one-on-one. True story. But I don't know if we could beat WWE Network, so we appreciate it. But Roman Reigns says he thinks his tricep is torn, so that's kind of scary. I don't know if that's just putting over the match or legit, but you got to remember Daniel Bryan's injury happened the same way with a post-show saying, hey, my neck might be fucked, and then it happened. So I'm a little scared about that.
This is what I can say about the show overall.
I
did not enjoy most of it. I actually didn't care about anything until Bray Wyatt Cena, which I actually really enjoyed. And Evolution versus Shield lost my attention really quickly, because it felt like we were watching that same match they just did.
No, I think it was a worse version of the match they just did. And, you know, all right, we'll break it down. I don't know where Boom Boom went. Boom Boom's got some horrible weather in his neck of the woods. Hopefully Boom Boom comes back. He's like, should I watch this? You know what? I'm not even going to finish the rest of this podcast. Fuck you guys. I'm out. So it's just me and you, Martin, for now.
I hate to tangent for real quick, but I do apologize for the camera.
No, it's okay.
The only camera I could find in short notice, because I was trying to hook it up to my actual PC and not my laptop. And that camera literally is like from the 1990s, I think.
So it's an Attitude Era camera. That's what it is.
All
right, Boom Boom is back. Martin Dunn says you should pay him $70, and he'll tell you if it was good or not.
I feel like if I paid for that pay-per-view that like more than $10 a month, I would have been pissed.
Yeah, and I think this is a battle of styles. I really do. I think if you enjoyed, and that's what I want to know. I want to know win, loss, or tie, because when you win, loss, tie this, it's kind of like this is the style of pro wrestling I like.
I like all kinds of pro wrestling. You remember I had like every belt you can imagine in Eclipse at one time, so I'm a fan of every style that you can have. And that show just was a lot of. I felt like it was a Raw. Like it felt. The early matches didn't feel like they mattered at all. I liked Barrett and RVD enough, but once again, that felt like a Raw match the way they did it. Like the way the match was put together felt like a Raw match. For Payback, I didn't feel like anyone really got any payback. I mean, Brie Bella quit, and I don't really think anybody was sad about that. I saw a lot of memes. And, I mean...
I don't know, yeah, the thing is, no one really got any payback, and, like, it was kind of a replay of Extreme Rules. It's almost like Extreme Rules was awesome. Watch it again! And my whole thing is, I think for $9.99, hell, okay, we got through it. We'll bitch and complain.
Yeah,
but you know, hard times if you paid full pay-per-view prices. Well, if you paid...
What I was going to say is, the Bray Wyatt-Cena match was actually really good, and it told a decent story, but they did something that I hated, which was I wanted to see Cena actually beat Bray, like, clean if they were going to have it happen, but have him do it in such a way that he beats Bray half to death and shows this monster side they keep hinting at. Otherwise, I just feel like, once again, we're, like, wasting Bray Wyatt's time, and he should be moved on to someone who can actually, like, put on a good program with him, because I'm bored with Cena already. Like, they've done the same exact spot like every Monday that I've seen, like, and I don't watch it like you watch it, but I watch it with my son sometimes, and I feel like the only thing that catches my attention is Bray Wyatt anymore, and the Cena thing's just boring now.
Yeah, it really is.
I feel like you're gonna be in a program with Wyatt you shouldn't laugh at his promos in front of a camera like he did on Raw when Bray Wyatt screamed, "I'm a god," and Cena tried everything in his power not to burst out laughing. Like, did you notice that?
Just John Cena is always that ha ha ha, get it? I'm fucking not over. Get it? That's funny, guys. Like that's John Cena's gimmick. He just laughs. Like, get it? I'm not over.
Well, one thing I was going to say real quick. You know the one holy fuck moment for the pay-per-view for me was, though?
What's
During Cesaro Sheamus. I posted on Facebook about it. Did you see when Sheamus almost broke his neck pretty much? Like when he almost fell off the top rope?
Yeah, that was a bit of a rough landing.
Do what?
That was a bit of a rough landing.
Well, no, that was I was talking about whenever he was climbing the ropes and Cesaro cut him off, and then Sheamus slipped and Cesaro pretty much just like muscled him over into a superplex.
Yeah.
Like all his weight. Like, dude, is Cesaro taking superhuman serum or something?
I don't know, but he's Captain America for sure.
Dude is fucking strong.
All right, let me get my right here. Jason Rex of Facebook. He's our post the guy. I'm just gonna read this and then boom we're gonna start breaking it down. All right.
Okay.
Paul Heyman's post-match interview is really good. He made a point to speak of how Sheamus said he was coming out for a fight and beat Cesaro with a wrestling move. It was very interesting how he turned it around on Sheamus and made him look like a coward. So Paul Heyman did it. And Alicia Fox just took over the interview table. Dude, she is playing this bitch role perfectly. Trish Stratus and Sonny would be proud. And we appreciate Jason Rex for the updates. We will be going to live comments, so please put win, loss, or tie. I think we do have some questions, but we'll save those questions for a little bit later because we need to break this down. All right, go ahead, Booms. The results.
Okay. Of course, it started off with the pre-show match. You had a repeat of last month's WeLC match. We had a return hair versus mask. El Torito putting his mask on the line against Hornswoggle's hair. Guys, was this match as good as the WeLC match last month?
It was better than most matches on this card.
Wow.
It was very cute and entertaining. I don't know if like pro wrestlers want to be called cute, but I was like, oh, this is entertaining. I get it. I'm glad it was on the pre-show, but yeah, that like a lot of people, just because they're small people, is that the politically correct term? A lot of people think, oh, they can't go, but Hornswoggle did some great stuff in Ohio Valley with Mr. Anderson, and El Torito did some amazing stuff in the Luchas. So I think they're just going to keep shocking us because they can actually go. El Torito wins. Hornswoggle gets his head shaved. I don't know. It was fun, I guess, is the best way to do it. It's not a 5-star match. It shocks you a little bit, but it's fun and cute. And I think I enjoyed it because it was considered free. I don't know, because you still pay $9.99 for everything now. But in the old days, it would be considered a giveaway match.
I enjoyed the pre-show more than I enjoyed the majority of the show, to be honest.
Really?
More and more I think about it. Between that and then some of the commentary comments back and forth, like Kofi was informed of the Bo Dallas match, and I don't know why, but his response to Booker T was so bluntly deadpan that I thought it was the most hilarious thing ever when he asked him if he was a Bo Lever, and he's like, I don't know what that means. I don't know why I thought it was so funny, but I just couldn't stop laughing at that.
Sadly, most of America doesn't know what that means. But yeah,
the whole thing, he just looked so surprised that he'd asked him the question.
Like what? Oh, what's going on? No, I actually enjoyed it, but I'm not putting it over like $1 million. It was fun. I guess wrestling is fun. It was enjoyable. So, you know what? I think you're absolutely right. I think I would watch this before I'd watch the pay-per-view because I'm forgetting that Boom Boom was stuck at work covering weather. Poor Boom Boom. But yeah, I would actually put this over more than the pay-per-view because at least it's cute, funny, and different. So yeah, I know it sounds kind of weird, but cute, funny, different. You should go out of your way to watch it.
All right, guys. Now we're about to get into the bulk of the pay-per-view here. Now, WWE said, I want everybody to bear this in mind as we're reviewing this pay-per-view. WWE said that they were going to try to make an effort, or they were going to make an effort to make this pay-per-view make it very good because they didn't want to be outshined by the most recent NXT show. So, guys, bear that in mind as we review this. And this started out here with the U.S. Title match. You had the champion Sheamus defending against Cesaro. Now, guys, was this everything it was cracked up to be?
You know, I am a Sheamus hater, and that's the thing. I'm a new Sheamus hater. I haven't hated him his whole career. I absolutely loved him on Irish Independence, loved him in early FCW, but somewhere along the line, you know, Pinocchio met the wolf, and they're like, Sheamus, you don't have to try if you kiss ass. And he has mailed it in for most of his WWE career. But since, you like the Pinocchio reference? +10. But since he went to England and went back to his homeland of Ireland and England and the UK and Europe area, he's really been busting his ass. So he's not as good as he used to be on the independents, but since the rumored Sin Cara punch in the fucking nose, he has really stepped up his game and really has been busting his ass. What's that?
Which Sin Cara punched him?
The newer, what is it, Hanchiko? Pinocchio? Who's the newer one with the tattoo?
That guy, yeah.
Yeah. Not the real one, not Mystico. He's back in Mexico. No. Mystico would probably stab him to death. Damn, you fucking hear stories about Mystico backstage. My whole thing is, once you put the picture together, you're like, oh yeah, this would never work out in WWE. Like, I wanted Mystico to do so good, but then you remember hearing all those stories about Lucha, how he had a gang, and if you looked at him, you got stabbed. And I'm like, oh yeah, coming from that environment to WWE ass-kissing land, I can imagine it was just a pain in the ass. But yeah, Mystico is back where he belongs in Lucha, and that's a good thing. But yeah, this might be the best Sheamus match that I've seen in a real long time. I'm a little sad over the results because I'm a Cesaro super fan, but there's a part of me that's like, well, if Cesaro doesn't win the U.S. title, that means he can go for the world title. Maybe I'm just a delusional fuck, but that's what I thought.
Why do you think they're so set on Cesaro being heel?
I don't know.
Like they got him away from Zeb because he was getting over too much as a baby, and he was turning them babies in a way. And now he's heel with Heyman, which got him over as a heel finally. But I mean,
well, there have been reports.
I think they might be grooming him to face a feud with Bryan.
Well, yeah, that would be all. Dude, just take my fucking money now. Here it is. I'm just gonna throw my money at the fucking screen. I think Booms just had an orgasm. Booms. But no. But on a serious note here, yeah, I enjoyed this match a lot, and I hope there's rumors. Now, this is what the internet reports are, that they're trying to recreate Daniel Bryan, where he's a heel, but he's still getting over as a tweener face, and then the fans are going to want Cesaro so much that they're going to turn him face. That's what the internet reports.
Let me ask you, guys, let me ask you this. Now, this was something I dug up on the dirt sheets actually this weekend, as a matter of fact, that there's early talk now that Cesaro is the favorite to win the Money in the Bank ladder match. And they specifically, remember when he was in the Intercontinental title tournament and went down to the semifinals, he was actually going to be favored to win the Intercontinental title tournament. However, they said, or WWE that is, said that it would actually hurt Cesaro to win the Intercontinental title, and now it looks like he's the early favorite to win Money in the Bank this year. Do you think this was kind of a precursor to that, the reason he didn't come out victorious? He still looked good. He still looked strong by all accounts that I've read, but he didn't win that one. Do you think that's going to solidify his chance, that WWE's going to be all in with this guy? He's going to climb that ladder, he's going to take the briefcase, and he's going to be ready to cash that in a moment's notice.
Oh, for the love of funk. Go ahead, Martin. Sorry, you're the guest. You go first, sweetheart.
I was just going to say, I see a Cesaro-Lesnar headbutt eventually.
Oh my god, dude, what the fuck is it, Martin? I always said your shows were shit and you couldn't book, but you fucking come on this show and you have 2 good ideas. What the hell? Where were these good ideas when you were running wrestling?
I had bad wrestlers. Awesome. Bad wrestling.
You just made your whole roster cry. There is about 40 to 50 indie wrestlers.
There's a whole documentary of them crying. What are you fucking talking about? They just sit around and cry and talk about me as if I'm Hitler and I caused the Holocaust.
All right. Yeah. Well, there's internet reports that there's 3 top guys right now, and it's going to be Daniel Bryan, Cena, and Cesaro with Roman Reigns in the background still cooking. That's what they're reporting, and I hope that's true. It'd be great if Cena just, became successful at something else. Like, would it be great? What if John Cena is like a great painter, just goes away and becomes a famous painter?
Well,
Awesome.
I was going to say, my son turned into a true WWE fan tonight, Dave, because he threatened that he was going to never watch again if Daniel Bryan gave the belt back, because CM Punk was gone also, and he hates John Cena, and he wishes that John Cena would get the cancer that he helps kids get over. And I was like, what is wrong with you? You're 11 years old.
But the worst part is, 11 years old, that is the demographic. I have an 8-year-old son and doesn't give a shit about John Cena. Like, I teach kids, and I teach all different kids. And granted, it's in Japan, so they like technical wrestling better. It's just, that's what they were born to believe. They're like, hey, you're 3 years old. Study every Hashimoto match ever. But yeah, like, I've taught tons of kids, and I've only had one person say they were a Cena fan, and they didn't even mention wrestling. They're like, oh yeah, does he have a wife? I'd like to sleep with him. I'm like, bitch, for a high school girl, you shouldn't be asking your English/history teacher that, and second, you're put on way too much makeup. But yeah, I've only had that. Like, that's the only person I've ever met, and I work with children every day. They're like, oh, you like pro wrestling? Me too. Dude, you know who's over like a motherfucker in Japan? Like, he could be prime minister? Chris motherfucking Jericho. Like, I'm like talking to a fucking 8-year-old. Like, hey, how you doing? Oh, I like pro wrestling. You like pro wrestling too? He's like, yeah, I like Chris Jericho. Like, you're fucking 8 years old. How do you like Chris Jericho? Chris Jericho can run this fucking island. But yeah, I don't understand it, because like, I work with children. I have children. Martin has an 11-year-old. Your demographic is children, yet I only met one girl who was a high school girl who wore too much makeup that wanted to sleep with him. That was the only person that's ever said they liked John Cena.
My daughters don't even like. I've got younger daughters, and they don't like him. They like. It's funny because like all my kids seem to have pretty decent taste. Like my daughters all think that that CM Punk is awesome, and that Bryan Danielson is awesome, but he should shave. And by the way, I want to point something out real quick, and I don't know, it's the beard thing that hit me. How long does WWE expect to get away with Bo Dallas not being revealed as a Wyatt member? Because my children tonight were like, he looks just like Bray Wyatt without a beard. And I was like, he does. And then I looked it up, and I'm like, that's his brother. Wow,
Yeah.
didn't know that.
Yeah, I think it's just a matter of time, but I'm a believer. All right, let's get back on track here. Let's see, 2 more matches, then we'll go to live comments. So get your live comments in now.
All right, now there were 2 added matches to this pay-per-view that were not advertised. Now, for those of you playing pay-per-view profits, yes, I will announce the winner or winners, plural, maybe, coming up at the end of the show, towards the end of the show here. And for those of you who played, if you're worried about the added matches, don't worry. They do not count against you or for you, so it's a complete wash. So just sit back and enjoy them. The first of these added matches to the card, you had Goldust and Cody Rhodes teaming up to take on Ryback. Guys, this sounded like something that belonged on SmackDown. Did it?
Yeah.
SmackDown? No, that's not fair to SmackDown, all right? It belonged on main events, on Superstars.
I don't know. The only thing about it that really bothered me is are they giving Cody Rhodes Raven's old gimmick?
I have no idea what they're fucking doing. You know what they're doing? They're delivering a pizza way too fucking late. Did we want to see the Rhodes brothers wrestle at one time? Yes, at WrestleMania. But you know what? I said this before. I'll say it again. All right. The Rhodes match is a pizza. You want the pizza at the Super Bowl, okay? You want the pizza, you're having a party, whatever sporting event you like, Stanley Cup Finals, Game 7, World Cup, whatever you like, depending on where you are in the world. So you're like, the Super Bowl for Americans is like the biggest sporting event for most people, anyway, nationwide. But they come in, you're like, I'm going to order a pizza. And then 4 a.m., after all your friends left, the pizza comes. Fuck you. I don't want pizza now. Where the fuck were you? This fucking feud is a late pizza. We wanted this feud at WrestleMania. It didn't happen. I don't give a fuck. I don't care if it's at SummerSlam. I don't care if it's at Tire Madness. I don't care if it's at fucking King of Florida. I don't give a fuck. The match means nothing. The pizza's late. All right? It's cold fucking pizza. I wanted this feud at Mania, and it's too fucking late. And not all that, but it's fucking unoriginal. But yeah, they teased big time. Cody Rhodes was like sad. They lost the match, and Cody Rhodes was sad. He's like, "Well, maybe you should get a better tag team partner." I'm paraphrasing there, and then just walks off. And I'm like, you know what?
He said, and the worst acting, fake crying ever. You need a better tag team partner than me, brother. And then walked away. And then Goldust looked like he was about to cry. And then they cut to like I think a Mountain Dew commercial.
Wow, way to put the brakes on that one, WWE. My God, that's like horrible producing. That's like, you got to find a way to ease down to that. I mean, that's like slamming, like throwing down the emergency brake while you're going 80 miles an hour on the interstate. I mean, wow.
They really did. Like, they cut the vid, like, as Goldust is in the ring, holding the ropes, looks like he's about to cry. Like, he's so upset. Like, no, brother, you don't got to leave. We're brothers. You know, we should talk. And then it's like, boom, get Mountain Dew kickstart. Rah! Sponsor of WWE Payback.
Oh,
what it's like.
All right, next match here. This was one that was added late, but it was this one I'm kind of interested here. Rusev versus Big E. Guys, was this another squash match, or were they trying to do something with Rusev, or are they continuing to bury Big E? Please, guys, tell me what the hell happened.
It was a little bit of both in a way. Like, they made Rusev look good, but they made him, for the first time ever, Big E was like the first guy, I guess they said, to actually bump him. Like, really bump him around, make him look a little, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, do you agree with that kind of? I mean, do you agree with that kind of booking? I mean, aren't they supposed to be building this guy up to be like a big monster? I mean, shouldn't it be like, you know, you keep throwing people at him that never get him off his feet, and he squashes them without any trouble, and then they all of a sudden they throw him up against some kind of face champion?
But you got to realize we've seen that with Goldberg and Brock Lesnar and Big Show and recently, wasn't it Ryback and I'm pretty sure someone else. It's like the most unoriginal storyline in wrestling is this big guy is going to go on a streak and beat everybody. And then he's going to get beat by the most unlikely person with a cattle prod.
I like Rusev. I just think it's being pushed too fast, and Big E was fed to the Sharks way too soon. Remember when Big E was so over in NXT and had potential to be a superstar? Man, it just seems like, all right, Big E, we could build you to be a star, but put this guy over who's Russian, allegedly.
Rusev doesn't look that big to me either. Is that?
Well, he has a natural big look to him. He's not like a steroided freak.
I look at him and all I think of is I see him running through guys like Kofi Kingston, but then like I see Brock Lesnar bouncing his head off the pavement.
Yeah. I don't know. They have to build him up. I think they did a good job building him up. I just think Big E was too quick, and he shouldn't be on pay-per-views yet.
I like the manager. I think she helps it.
Oh, yeah, she's hot as hell. Brandon from Facebook asks, can't watch the show, but want to bring this up. How much longer do you think Rusev is going to be with Anal? Ha ha ha, Lana. Oh, I get it. I see what you did there, Brandon. Hopefully you can watch the replay. Yeah, so I guess forever. I mean, they're pretty sure. I don't really keep up with this.
Well, they did have an option at one point. WWE did at one point was kind of bringing him in without Lana. And there was actually a question of, okay, were they going to keep her with them like they did in NXT, or are they just going to have him go it alone? And they've opted to bring her with him. So I'm thinking she's going to be with him for a little bit of a longer haul because she's more of the mouthpiece, get the crowd in a frenzy. She gets everybody worked up, and then he just goes in and backs it up. I think that's a good way to do things. And actually, here's a question here from Ewok from Indoor. He asked a very, very important question, the most important question I've seen tonight, and that is Lana or Boobs McMahon? Which one, guys? Lana or Boobs? I'm going with Lana every time. I just told her to drop the panties, leave on the stilettos.
Yeah, you're not really thinking this through. All right, Boobs McMahon has some nice boobs and power, and boobs and power seem to go one-on-one. That you know what I mean? Boobs and power attract me, and especially because like you know they're fake boobs, but they're well done fake boobs. They just look like giant marshmallows you can dive in. But Lana has so much curves. So much curves. I don't know. I don't know. This is a tough call. Boobs and power versus curves. Martin, your thoughts, Lana or Stephanie McMahon? Milky boobs with power or curves and youth? And a little bit of professionalism, like, you know, the type of professionalism you see.
I'm gonna go with Lana because I've never been with a Russian.
I don't think she's really Russian, but all right.
I don't care. She can do the accent, and I'll be happy. I don't care. She could trick me, be a work.
But like I'm just sitting there, me and Lana are going at it. I'm like, you know what? I'm not enjoying this. You're not a real Russian. Get the fuck out of my bed. Well, Ewok, thank you for bringing in the big comments. All right, let's see. I'm just going to go down the comments. Ewok says, believe. I love believe. I hope he takes off. Ewok says, give this a tie. Divas match was good. Also, boobs, man. McMahon looked damn hot. Nub, nub, nub. Yeah, Stephanie got a lot of thing. Hi, Martin, Boobs, and Dave. Hey, Internet Evans, your sound off. All right, Blair dies. Weak tie, Malik Douglas says. So we're on the same page. Malik Douglas said, I'm going to Raw next week, as in not tomorrow, the week after, so I hope it will be good. May the bookings be in your favor. All right, we asked the most important question ever from Ewok. Franielli says, I just watched the last match and it was okay, though it felt kind of rushed. What do you guys think? We will save that for the end, Franielli. We'll give our opinions on the main events.
Right now, I mean, this whole pay-per-view's kind of gotten a lukewarm response, if that. Oh, by the way, I should mention that Rusev won that match against Big E via submission. Next year, and this actually speaking of Bo leaving, we had a very, very, and I will say it, a very brief match between Bo Dallas and Kofi Kingston. Guys, what in the world happened to make this so short? I didn't even know this was going to happen.
Martin, you want to go first? Martin, it looks like you're thinking really hard. Right, what's going on, Martin?
Kingston thing was such a... Kofi Kingston became Zack Ryder, but Kofi Kingston's talented.
Yeah. It's sad where Kofi's gone. But basically, they're about to have a match. The bell rings. Kane attacks Kingston. Bo Dallas rolls out of the ring. There was no match. There wasn't actually. I don't even think they had any physical contact besides Kane. And then Kane leaves, and dude, the thing that got over as fuck with me at least. Bo Dallas rolls in the ring and comforts Kofi Kingston. He's like, everything's gonna be okay. So Kane comes down, chokeslams Kofi, and then Bo Dallas comforts him. And I was like, you know what, dude? Bravo, Dallas.
Okay.
Bravo.
I know why. You know why Kane came down there and attacked Kofi Kingston? I can tell you exactly why. Because fuck logic. That's why.
Well, you know what I took from it? The Authority sent him out there because he was running them down in the pre-show, running down Stephanie and them trying to get Bryan to give over the belt. And the next thing you know, they're like, you're wrestling Bo Dallas out of nowhere. That's what I took from it. I knew Kane was going to come out because of that.
Oh, okay. Well, good. Good to see. Somebody's trying to put some method to the mayhem here.
That was my assumption because, hold on, Kofi is talking, and they're going on, and then he says, and Kofi, they got to talking about the Bryan Danielson, or Daniel Bryan thing, and he's talking about how the Authority is bullies and blah, 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 and they're, wrecking machine with Kane and whatever, and then Booker just, stops him, and he's like, we just got this in, you're wrestling Bo Dallas. And he's like, are you a Bo lever? And then he said that line that I thought was funny as shit for some reason, which was what, I don't even know what that is. And then, but
watching NXT. Okay, way to go there, Kofi. But then again, he's busy out on the road. Next match here, it was for the Intercontinental title. You had the newly crowned champion Wade Barrett versus Mr. PPV RVD. Guys, did this match disappoint? Did Rob Van Dam deliver? Did Barrett look great? I mean, what did this turn out to be?
I liked the match. Dave, did you like the match? Because I liked the match. I have a lot of problems with the match.
I thought it was okay. It's just, I don't know. I describe Rob Van Dam as, in the military, you have this thing called, especially in the Marines, Semper Fi. And you're like, oh, all right, we got each other's back. But then, like, sometimes an old Marine will lose their fucking mind. They're like, well, when I was 17, I could fight off 67 Nazis. I'm like, yeah, but you're not 17. You're 98 years old man. Once a Marine, always a Marine. No, it's not like that, okay? You're fucking old. Sit down. Semper Fi. Shut the fuck up. And they're like, no, I'm going to go there and do something. Well, that feeling of that old Marine who thinks he's 17 beating up Nazis is how I feel with Rob Van Dam. Like, I'm just like, listen, you used to be cool, you used to be tough, you used to put on 5-star matches. Bro, it's time. It's time to give it up. I'm happy Barrett won, but I never thought there'd be a time where I was just like, poor Rob Van Dam.
I feel like Rob Van Dam looked really washed up in the match.
Not this match. The last like fucking 3 fucking years.
No, but I'm saying in general, like this is, it really showed, like kind of shined through. Like Barrett was carrying him, and it was weird to see that.
Yeah, Rob Van Dam used to be the hero. He used to be the anti-hero. He used to be the guy that said, "Oh, let the young guy shine."
Even his spots, like his old classic spots, look sloppy and out of place now.
It's like seeing your Wall Street uncle who's like, fuck the poor, 1%, fuck yeah, I'm fucking rich. It's like him, but then you go and you're like, in his 70s, he was a hippie. That's what Rob Van Dam is. At like one time, he used to be amazing and do great things, and now he's Triple H. I mean, what the fuck is this, Rob Van Dam? Just, dude, this hurts me. I love you, Rob Van Dam, but it's time. It is time, okay? I'm glad you got a few bucks from TNA. I'm glad you made a return. I'm happy for you. ECW, one night stands, having both titles, great memories. Bill Alfonso blowing the whistle, great memory. But it's over. And I think Bad News Barrett, he delivered bad news to ECW fans. I got some bad news. This old man can't wrestle anymore. So, it wasn't bad, but like you said, Barrett carried an old man. That's what happened. That's how I would describe this match. And you know what? It hurts me to say that, but poor Rob Van Dam.
Okay, guys, now here's the next segment here, and I need you guys to tell me what happened. Now, for those of you who keep following us here on the Internet Infantry, thank you very much. If not, please like us and subscribe to us. You can see all these crazy shows. We actually do some shows that are based around the fans. The Internet Infantry usually hands us some questions, and we'll take time, and we'll specifically do shows based on those questions. Well, we did a Stump the Idiot last night, as a matter of fact, and Dave and I got a question about how would we book the Daniel Bryan decision. So we spent a good, I don't know, Dave, but about a good 20, 30 minutes talking about how would we book Daniel Bryan. Like, oh my God, WWE doesn't know what they're doing. They give the decision to us, and boom, come up with a decision right now. And so Dave and I, and hell, even my cat, we came up with some ideas here. Dave, what they actually did, was it anything close to what we came up with?
A little bit, not much. They go out together as a couple, and Stephanie does the same stick that she did, and she's like, it's time. And then Brie Bella steps up and says, you know what? I'm not going to be a victim. I'm paraphrasing here. I could be wrong with the choice of words. But she's like, I'm not going to be a victim. I'm not going to be used. I quit. Stephanie gives the weirdest Grinch, Dr. Seuss reject smile ever. And then she slapped her pretty damn good. And Stephanie sold it good. And then Stephanie ran to the back and they started a yes chant. So Brie Bella quit. And that was it, pretty much.
I want to say, real quick, something you missed out. The greatest part about this whole thing is that Stephanie's talking to Brian and her. The crowd literally, is deafening with CM Punk chants.
Yeah.
And she literally just kills the crowd's momentum by saying, yeah, you should just quit like CM Punk did. And the crowd was just like, fuck you.
Yeah. Well... here's a question. Jason Rex asked a question here from Facebook. Here's a question for you and Booms and Martin. I added that in. He really didn't say it, Martin, but I thought he would cry. Did the WWE have the right idea with addressing the CM Punk issue, or should they have just ignored it? So Jason Rex asked. I think when it's that over the top, you have to acknowledge it. It's not like he's in a competing company. He just fucking quit and went home. I would acknowledge it.
I don't think CM Punk is off the payroll.
Yeah, well, according to Vince McMahon, they had a meeting, a stockhold meeting, and the first meeting they said, "Oh, he's just on sabbatical leave, and we're paying him." And then the second time they brought him up in a future stock meeting, they're like, "Oh, we didn't take money away from him, but we're done paying him." So that's what Vince McMahon has said. So, you know what?
I think there's something more there. I mean, I think he's taking time off for sure, but how long?
I think he's gone for good. I hope he's gone for good because I think I'm a huge CM Punk fan, and I know this sounds crazy. I think it's the best way to leave. You've changed fucking wrestling for the best. I think maybe I'm over the top. I'm a CM Punk fanboy here. I think CM Punk isn't successful, no indie wrestlers happen. If CM Punk isn't successful, NXT doesn't happen. If CM Punk isn't successful, Daniel Bryan doesn't happen. If CM Punk doesn't fucking quit, the monopoly rolls on. And granted, the monopoly will roll on, but there is that one guy in the back of their head. You're like, well, money doesn't mean everything for everybody. And the thing is that he left, retired, he's happy, retired at 35, saved his money good. I don't want him back unless he's 100% mentally and physically. And as a huge CM Punk fan, I'm okay with this. Like a lot of CM Punk fans, like he's got to come back. I'm like, no.
I'm
dude,
more a fan of Punk getting the chance to do the Austin Rock kind of thing, where he comes in and does a big thing and then leaves again, or Chris Jericho even. Like, you know, he shows up, does a big angle, takes it, you know, and then takes a walk. Like, I really do. I'm not lying when I say this. Like, the one match that I'm dying to see, and I hope that we get it, and I know everyone. Like, we hope we get it soon, because eventually he's going to get told to fucking do it, is I want to see Stone Cold Punk.
I don't think it'll ever happen. I think Stone Cold is retired. I think he's retired. I don't see it happening. It would be great. It would sell tickets. The storyline is built in. It's absolutely amazing, but I just think Stone Cold's like, I'm doing a fucking podcast. I'm rich, bitches. And CM Punk's like, I'm watching hockey. I'm rich, bitches. I think it's just in their personality.
Because Austin has said before he would come back for one big Mania match.
Yeah. So I don't know what that match would be, but I don't know. I would love to see it, but at the same time, I think they're retired. And my whole thing is, I would hate to see CM Punk come back and not be 100%. Because the last year before he retired, he was worn out physically and mentally.
Rumble. He looked like shit at Royal Rumble.
Yeah. So, you know what? I'm just happy for him, dude. As a fan, I thank him for everything he did. And maybe I overhype it, but I think when history is done, people are going to be like, CM Punk changed the business more than the average wrestler did. And I believe if CM Punk wasn't successful, there would be no Daniel Bryan, there would be no Cesaro, there'd be no NXT. Matter of fact, I think the Indies would be fucking sad.
Do you think this is something that I've actually kind of held on to, my theory? I don't think Bryan would have even been main event at WrestleMania if it wasn't for Punk leaving.
I really can't disagree with that.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like the Yes movement was perpetuated more when Punk left. Like, Punk's fans turned to Daniel Bryan because Punk was gone.
Yeah. No, I think so. And I don't even think Daniel Bryan gets a second chance. I don't think Daniel Bryan gets on NXT if it wasn't for CM Punk's success. Now, maybe I'm CM Punk and fanboy a little bit, but prior to CM Punk, it was underwear models. CM Punk, Paul Heyman put him over like $1 million, and they didn't want anything to do with him. You know, he's one of the guys, you know, if you're like, oh, kick the ball and run with it, you know. And it's so funny, too, because, like, I know you, Martin, you have a lot of friends on Facebook that are in the wrestling business and are complete fucking losers. I love how people are like, you have to do a contract. You have a responsibility. Where's your loyalty? And they're, like, on their 6th wife. They walk down on a job. They no-show every 5 seconds. I just find it funny that when CM Punk walks out, all these indie wrestlers are suddenly honorable, respectable people. I'm like, no, you're the fucking scummiest of the fucking scum.
If you don't mind, I'm going to tell you something real quick. She said that. I'm not going to say any names, but you know who this wrestler is. He came to me when I was running the MAG show, and he was literally trying his best. I mean, he failed miserably, but he was trying his best to hold me up for $5, like $5 more. And one of my favorite parts was his argument that this is how he pays his bills. And I literally was like,
Hard
for
times.
$5 more fucking dollars? Like, I had no problem giving him $5 more just because of the fact that he, was making such a big deal about it. But he acted so insulted that what I handed him wasn't $5 more. Like, he literally was that upset over $5 that, like, he threw a big fit. But I will repeat, like, I will say one name. Bruce Santi was in the office, so he interrupted Bruce Santi and me having a conversation. And, like, Bruce, like, escorted him out of the room in the most funniest way, like arm around the shoulder. Hey, buddy, let's go sit out here and calm you down for a minute. We'll get you that $5. It was so funny.
Dude, Bruce Santee is the best motherfucker in the Florida Independents, behind the scenes and in the ring. He's
He retired, right?
Did he retire? That's the saddest fucking news I've heard all fucking day.
Yep, he retired. He announced his retirement.
Yeah, because I always have, like, the ideas of, like, hey, I'd go back and maybe promote again. But, with Billy the Ref retired, Bruce Santee retired, and, like, all the guys that help me make money are fucking fatter than me now. So, like, the two best guys in the business, Billy the Ref and Bruce Santee, are retired. And everyone that I made money with is fatter than me. I'm like, yeah, I'm
well,
probably not gonna go.
who's actually in pretty good shape now, though, is Sideshow.
All right. I don't know if that's a joke or not, but...
There you go. No, he's. The only reason I said it's a joke on me and him. I always mess with him. All he does every day is, like, post new pictures of him with his shirt off at the gym. It's like, dude, okay, we get it. You're ripped.
All right, let's go to the match that everyone's dying for us to talk about. Last man standing match. Go ahead, Booms.
Right, we had John Cena versus Bray Wyatt. Remember, it was like pulling teeth the last pay-per-view for John Cena to lose. Did John Cena do the right thing and finally put over Bray Wyatt clean? Or is it more D-Club shenanigans and
It was a clever ending to a really fun match. It just wasn't what we needed for that feud.
Yeah. You know what? This was a really good match if you like WWE hardcore wrestling, brawling wrestling. It was a really good match. John Cena definitely brought his A game. With that said, John Cena doesn't exist in my eyes. Second thing is, I hate last man standing matches. Let me get this straight. Let me get this straight. Follow me on this journey, okay, kids? Here we go. John Cena gets ran over by a bus. You drop a bomb on him, and fucking cover him with cement, and wrap up his legs. Fucking 1, 2, kicks out. But you clothesline him in a last man standing match, and he's like 7, 8. Wait, I'm getting up. I fucking hate, and this ain't a knock on John Cena, fucking Bray Wyatt. I fucking hate last man standing matches. I think they're the worst fucking matches in pro wrestling.
Hey, Dave.
If I cover you and hold you, I put my fat ass on your body and say, fucking stay down, motherfucker, and you kick out at 2. But you can't fucking even stand up at fucking 8? I'm not a fan of last man standing matches at all, at any level. This ain't a knock on Cena, this ain't a knock on Bray Wyatt, not a knock on WWE, TNA. In pro wrestling, I hear last man standing match, I'm like, fuck. What the fuck, dude? No.
Dave,
Yes.
your mama's so fat, even John Cena can't kick out at 2.
Best meme ever. If you like brawling WWE style WWE hardcore match, this was a fun match.
It was a nice throwback. It was a throwback to Mick Foley Rock matches, in my opinion.
Shut
during
the
their feud.
fuck up! I should slap you in the fucking face. All right,
such a-
I was gonna let you go. I was gonna let you go with a throwback. I was gonna let you go with it wasn't that bad of a match. But then you're like, oh, like Mick Foley Rock. Go fuck your mother, okay? That is bullshit, Martin. Don't fucking lie. Boom Boom's gonna watch this, expecting to see Mick Foley versus The Rock, last man standing, and he is going to be disappointed. Hey, wasn't a good match. Did it surprise me? Yes.
Let me
fucking
finish.
Mick Foley Rock.
Let me finish. What I mean by that, Dave, is that it's the 7-year rule in effect, which is it's been more than 7 years, so they stole all their spots.
Oh, okay.
Like they did the way that he beats Bray is like similar to how Foley beat Rock with the thing and pinning him down.
Did Cole say that's the first time I ever saw that? Did he say that? Because I fucking hate when he says that. Like he'll say it like, "Wow, he fucking pinned him for 3. That's the first time we ever saw that."
The one thing that I thought was gonna not happen, because it never happens, but did, and I gotta give Bray Wyatt a ton of credit for just taking it like a fucking champ, is every time someone goes to throw stairs over the top rope at somebody, that person always moves or someone cuts them off and stops them from throwing the stairs. That motherfucker took the stairs right in his chest.
Dude, that was probably the move of the night, to be honest. John Cena picks... Dude, and it was... Dude, I don't know if you should go back and watch the match.
It was the Bigelow fucking Spike Dudley spot, but with a fucking staircase.
Dude, that was definitely fucking moment of the night. I don't know about match of the night. It's arguable. If you like that style, it's definitely match of the night. But
did you notice Bray cut his arm open?
Cena... Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I just want to point this out. So you know, like the whole PG rule of like when someone starts bleeding everywhere, they hurry up and cover them up and shit as best as they can.
Yeah.
Did you see when the ref tried to do it? Because Bray cuts his arm open pretty good. The ref tries to cover him up and I guess do something. He just shoves the ref out of the fucking way and keeps wrestling, and there's blood everywhere at that point.
Yeah.
Did you notice like all the mats had blood on them, and there was blood all over his white pants and blood all over Cena?
Well, I think they're allowed to bleed on pay-per-views, but I don't know the rules. They make up the rules to go along. But no, the spot of the night, I have to give it justice. You know, John Cena picks up these fucking... I mean, John Cena's a strong guy. No one's going to fucking take that away from John Cena. John Cena picks up the fucking metal staircase, and, you know, it has to be heavy as shit. I don't know if they fucking put a
thing on one side of the ring. He does the running throw.
He gets a running start and chucks the fucking stairs like it's a goddamn fastball at Yankee Stadium. And Bray just takes it right in the face and chest. I was just like, holy shit, dude. And, you know, it was definitely spot of the night. You would definitely have to see the spot. I don't know. You might enjoy the match. A lot of people enjoyed it. A lot of people said it was the best match of the night. I just don't like last man standing matches. And we have a comment about that. To quote Booms on last man standing matches, fuck logic. The ending are always corny as fuck. And he also, Jason Rex also says, I agree, Dave, with the CM Punk leaving right now as it stands. He's a legend all on his own. Where our Austin took is a fall when he came back. So yeah, basically with Punk leaving, he's a legend in a lot of people's minds because when Austin came back, he kind of watered down his career a little bit. And you know, you could also say the same thing about Rob Van Dam and other wrestlers. But yeah, dude. You know what? For me not liking John Cena, for me thinking Bray Wyatt doesn't exist anymore, for it being a last man standing match, with all that going against it, it had spot of the night, and maybe it's watchable. But if you like WWE Hardcore...
I don't think Bray Wyatt exists anymore.
Dude, if you... First off, I have a rule. To keep my sanity, I say John Cena doesn't exist. But that wasn't enough. If you're friends with John Cena or feuding with John Cena, you don't exist. So right now, I don't know who the fucking Wyatts and Usos are. They just don't exist. They don't fucking exist. Well, and the Usos went out there and fucking looked like fucking horrible, horrible friends. We have a joke that they're horrible friends because, like, it's like 3-on-1, and then their friends are like, well, I'd like to go out there and help my friend, but play my music first. It's kind of bad.
Did you see, real quick, speaking of that match, the botchy, like, when the one Uso ran and went to shove the dude through the table, and the dude kind of slipped down a little bit, and he just went through the table by himself, but they both sold it, and he's, like, laughing and covering his face from the camera?
Yeah, so, yeah, I don't know. If you like John Cena and you like brawling, hardcore WWE things, but, man, last man standing match. All right, let's go to some live comments. We got Ewok. Ewok, great question. Ewok hitting a home run here. When will Cena pass the torch? Booms, you've been kind of left out on this one, so you're going first. When will Cena pass the torch?
When he fucking dies.
so he will die before he passes that torch.
When he gets cancer, like my son cursed him with tonight.
So when he gets cancer, I say we have another 10 years of him on top. 10+ years. There will be a John Cena 30-year strong shirt before he passes the torch.
I see one of two things happen with John Cena, to be honest. From our experience in the wrestling business, we've seen guys like him in the indies in the sense of just like going, Dave.
Yeah.
He's going to get hurt. Eventually, it's going to happen the way that he goes. He's going to get hurt, or he's going to get sick, and they're going to have to give him time off. John Cena, if you want to know the truth of it, he needs to be gone for a couple years and come back with, not reinvention, but just a different side of his personality out there. That's the only way to me that he's going to stay viable. Like, he's boring, and he's eventually going to cost them money. They can't keep force-feeding down people's throats. And that's what they're trying to do.
They're going to run out of ways to hide him. My whole thing with John Cena is, it's one simple fact. I hated John Cena when it was in Ohio Valley, when he was the prototype. I hated him. You know what? One of my favorite movies ever, Ready to Rumble. And I was like, what? Who's that guy in the background working out? I fucking hate him! So I've hated John Cena for a long time. But the only times I've actually enjoyed him is when he showed human qualities. When he had to join NXT for like a week. That was good. And when he lost to Rock at WrestleMania and he was on the stage sad. I think the problem with John Cena is he doesn't realize this, WWE doesn't realize this. He kind of has to start losing more. And not losing like, oh, I lost fucking a match here and there. I mean, losing big-time fucking matches on feuds. A lot of people bash Triple H, and I'm one of them. I throw Triple H on the bus often. But Triple H might put himself over, but when it comes time for the feud to end, Triple H does the right thing. John Cena doesn't.
Dude, Triple H earned his fucking spot, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude,
right,
there was a period of time.
I got to get you back on track. Guys, I'm sorry, but I got to get you guys on track here. But speaking of reinventing John Cena, I heard that they actually teased maybe a heel turn with him.
I think it's even too late. It's like the pizza thing. I don't see like a fucking heel turn now. Who gives a fuck?
See, I don't know. The crowd was not happy he won.
No.
I don't know.
He hurt Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt used to be the most popular guy in the world. Chicago was chanting CM Punk. He hurt the Usos. No one gives a fuck about the Usos. I think, before he could lie and be like, oh, I'm working with Dana Bryan and Zack Ryder because I'm helping them get over. He could lie. But the lies are fucking more clear now than ever. Bray Wyatt was over like a motherfucker. He feuds with John Cena, and no one gives a shit about Bray Wyatt. And all of that.
That's not true. I don't agree with that. Bray Wyatt's on fire right now, but if they keep him with Cena after this match,
he doesn't exist.
If they don't move him to something new tomorrow night, then he's fucked.
He's fucked no matter what. He got fucking fucked by John Cena. All right. I'm going to read one more comment. I'm going to read an open letter to WWE, and then boom, boom, you're driving the bus. You ready?
Right.
The comment comes from Yuri Blake. Ha ha ha, yo, DK, during the whole LMS match, I was thinking the exact same thing. You get your ass kicked and kick out at 2, and with the same moves, you get up to a 7 or 8 count. It was a good match, though. Yeah, a lot of people enjoyed the match, so maybe Boom should watch it in that. And one more thing. Booms, you heard this before, so I apologize, but this is for any new listeners. Our viewership this last week was a bit down, so let's read this open letter to the internet on our flagship show. Previously on Wrestle AM. Dear the Internet, remember when you went on YouTube and Facebooks and you said, oh, if John Cena beats Bray Wyatt at WrestleMania, what does it matter? Bray Wyatt's going to look better at the end. Remember when you said that? Fuck you! Love, Cocoa Puffs. Thank you. P.S. Really, fuck you. All right. Bones, get us back on track. We got, I think, 2 more matches, and then we can do some live.
Yeah, we're going to speed it up here. We had the Divas Championship match. We had the champion Paige defending against the red-hot Alicia Fox.
I'm gonna do what I did during that match, and I'm gonna go to the restroom. I'll be back.
Brian's got to the restroom. It wasn't bad, but the problem is NXT happened. The big thing about me is I love NXT so much, and this is your minor league, and they put on a great show. And it wasn't a bad match. The crowd was kind of dead. Paige did win. Alicia Fox didn't go too over the top. I heard she probably went a little crazy on the post show. I haven't seen the post show yet, but it was, man, what a great week for Americans women pro wrestling. I gotta stress that this might be the greatest week that I can remember for all companies in American pro wrestling for women. This was a hell of a week. The women have really stole the show. With that said, this was a really good match that the live audience didn't give a fuck because they had to follow this last man standing match, which was all over the place with craziness. So, you know, it was to calm the crowd down, so the crowd really didn't give a shit. But it was a decent, good match. I enjoyed it a lot. Alicia Fox did tap out to the finisher, but Alicia Fox went and she started being crazy, and the crowd was dead. Like dead, completely dead, and she's like trying to sell that people are fucking yelling at her, and she's like, silence! But it was so funny because like it's like silence. Like, you're trying, and then she ran off like Stephanie McMahon. I like Alicia Fox. I just think she has to tone down the bullying thing to one thing a show. You can't give out all your good tricks. You can't bully 12 different people and expect, like, wow, we're going to keep doing this every week. It's going to get ridiculous. If they calm her down, because you can be crazy without fucking killing the crowd for 15 minutes. But I thought it was a really good match. Just there was no crowd reaction whatsoever. And what a week for women's wrestling. I think for American national product, TNA included, WWE, this was one hell of a week for women's wrestling. So
it actually sounded to me like the women's match in NXT was better because I checked the time on this one. The Divas Championship match went 6 minutes 37 seconds, and while I haven't checked the time with the NXT match, but that match between Charlotte and Natalya went for a good 10, 12 minutes.
Yeah,
yeah, I mean that was a really good match. So, and that's with supposedly someone who's not ready to be on the main roster. I'm like, if you take two people and they have a good match, isn't that all that matters in the end?
Yeah, and the NXT show was better, and the NXT women's match was better. So, yeah, that's the whole thing. Like, if you pay $10 for the network, if you bought this for a pay-per-view, it's a huge loss. But if you bought it, you got it for free because you have the network and $10 or you're a pirate, then yeah, it was worth it. But, man, let me tell you, if someone came to me and said, pay $40 for NXT or Payback, NXT is getting my money. NXT was better. The match was better. All right. You want to go to the last match?
Yeah, let's go to the last match here. You had the Shield versus Evolution in the 6-man tag team elimination, no holds barred, no disqualification, street fight, jalapeno on a pole match.
Vince Russo on a pole match, I thought this was called.
Yes, exactly. Welcome back, Martin. We're talking main events.
So we've missed the Diva match?
Well, give your thoughts on the Diva match real quick, if you got any.
All I remember was the crowd was really silent, and then I went to the bathroom.
Oh,
I'm glad we went back for that, Martin. Thank you. I'm glad. You know what? We could have kept talking. We could have ran this smooth train. Boom Boom is running this show smoothly. We could have just talked about the main event. But no, Martin, you had to go back to the last match to give us that in-depth details. Martin, you know what? I don't regret you being a guest at all. Thank you for coming. Boom Boom! Boom Boom, were you worried that we weren't going to get in-depth analysts like that from Martin?
Oh, I was totally
Let's give him
worried.
some slow claps. Boom Boom, give him a slow clap.
Yeah. But when I'm ready to go to the next topic and somebody stops us like in our tracks and backtracks to something for like a point that's completely, totally useless, it's like doing a show with you, Dave.
Whoa, 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 whoa! I thought we were a team!
Wow.
What the hell? You turned on me, you son of a bitch! Unbelievable.
I'm going to give Boom Boom free comics now.
Yeah, I'm going with this is how it went down. You ready? This is how it went down. I thought we were bullying him, but I should have been a star because it turned on me. You know, it's like, look at that fat kid. He's a loser. That fat kid's my brother. I'm gonna beat your ass. Like, wonderful. I'm glad this bullying worked out for me.
It's an American thing, Dave. You live in Japan now.
Yeah, I guess so. I understand, you bunch of bastards. All right, so
now, believe it or not, this is actually the one match that I actually did get to see. The Shield versus Evolution. I managed to watch the entire thing. Some people kind of complained that like maybe the last 5 minutes were the best, and I do agree that that was the best, but I don't think the whole match itself was crap. I mean, it started out with a stare down. You had people pair off. They went scattered out throughout the arena. They brought weapons into the mix here. There were some some brutal spots, particularly where Evolution caned the shit out of Roman Reigns on the ring steps in the middle of the ring. That was fucking brutal. But Ambrose and Rollins completely stayed in it the entire time. Rollins duplicated his, this is where Dave could argue that this was the same as Extreme Rules, but Rollins did a jump off the Titantron onto all the members of Evolution. It went back into the ring. I mean, they got some finishers here, and a little bit of basically to sum it all up, Shield won in a clean sweep, 3 eliminations to none. Nobody in the Shield got eliminated, which actually shocked me. I thought it was going to come down. I thought it was going to be a 3-on-1 with Roman Reigns eventually taking out all of Evolution single-handedly to kind of give them a boost. But no, Reigns eliminated 2. He eliminated Batista and Triple H. Ambrose eliminated Randy Orton with Dirty Deeds on a steel chair. Oh, that sounds dirty. Anyway, I was actually shocked. I think it was a pretty good hardcore match by WWE standards. Props to everybody for making that work. It made it happen. Guys, I was impressed with this. So, I mean, did you guys share? I mean, we had a main event that went like just over 30 minutes. So, guys, did you share my thoughts on it? Did you think it was just as good, or do you think it was overhyped?
Martin, you can go first. I was kind of mean to you. I feel bad now. Go ahead.
I didn't hate the match only because there are certain ways I gauge things that I'm not really getting into, and it's usually by the reaction of my 10-year-old son, which, by the way, he's 11 now because it's midnight. Anyway,
happy birthday.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Joshua Black. That's your son's name, right?
No. I don't do. We've had this conversation before, and you're derailing me. See, you're proving I'm right, Dave. I sometimes will see how he's reacted, and he liked it. He had some issues with it, which I think is always funny whenever a 10-year-old complains about things that I complain about. But mainly that he just was annoyed that they did the same thing they did last time at the Extreme Rules pay-per-view. My question was, I thought this was like a Texas Tornado match, but it wasn't apparently.
No,
like they actually tagged in and out.
Well, they lost control of it most of the night.
Oh yeah, they lost control of it real quick.
Yeah, but like it was like, wasn't it like no rules?
Yeah,
exactly. It was just an elimination match.
So why the hell did they do tag format? And I'm sorry, like that's the things that I nitpick about sometimes, where I'm like, there's no rules, but you have to follow tag team rules.
They quit doing it.
Do what?
I think they realized early on how stupid that was, and they quit doing it. And then they paired off and scattered throughout the arena.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Like, I think there was a few moments that just stood out, but I don't know. I feel like the Shield needed to win, mainly because we all knew that Batista was going on his Hollywood trail now with Guardians coming out in a couple months, and so he's got to go do that work now. So he can't be.
I love the goodbye chance. I love the goodbye chance, man. That was classic. Thank you, thank you, Chicago.
Did you see the meme I just sent you, Dave, on Facebook?
We gotta go to Facebook.
It's all about this match. But anyway, I don't know. Like I would say that it was definitely like how do you rate it? Win, tie, or lose, right?
Yeah. The whole show.
I give it a tie. I didn't hate it. I just felt they could have done better with certain things. I was happy they gave Rollins a lot more shine in this match. He didn't just jump off shit.
Yeah. So a bunch of things. First off, Evolution. Take that trophy from Adam Cole. Take that trophy from John Cena. Goes da 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 da. You killed that crowd. The best part, my favorite thing in wrestling that a lot of people don't notice is when they pan to show the whole arena, and it's completely dead. Evolution came out, and Batista was dressed like a diva. I have no idea why.
I thought he was with a Smurf personally.
Smurf Diva. So Smurfette, he's dressed like Smurfette, comes down to the ring, and they zoom out, and like people are talking, like, "Yo, what do you want to do after the event?" I don't fucking know. But yeah, I thought the match was slow, and not only that, but like there was only like 10 minutes left or 15 minutes left, and no one was eliminated yet. I got promoter-itis there, and I was like yelling at my TV, like, "There's only 15 minutes. We gotta bring it home." Like I felt like a promoter again. But yeah, I thought Evolution. You know, one thing during the match, I guess, is a good thing. I thought Evolution got too much offense in, but then when the Shield swept them at the end, I was like, "Oh, I see what you did." And when you talk about them scattered throughout the building, you know, brawling everywhere, I feel bad for cameramen. Anyone that's ever been a cameraman and has to fucking run and follow these idiots all over the arena, it sucks. Like,
Sorry,
I guess it's okay for fans. I don't find it that good, but maybe it's because I used to be a cameraman. Martin, you've done every job in the world. Have you ever been a cameraman?
Yes.
Dude, when they fucking have like a 6-man tag and they spread throughout the arena, how much does it suck to be a cameraman that night?
I never said I was a good cameraman, Dave.
You just said
in a
it.
situation like that, if WWE's using the type of cameras I think they're using, the only thing I pray for is I hope I have enough slack behind me and somebody running cable. That's the only thing I'm hoping for at that point.
You work in news, but yeah, it sucks. Like, and it's funny because like once you've worked in news or you work behind the scenes in wrestling, you think differently. Like everyone's like, "Wow, they're brawling across the arena," and meanwhile, all three of us are like, "Man, poor cameraman." They just fucking gotta go.
I'll tell you the funniest thing I've ever seen of the cameraman before was this kid was working at the mag shows, and the cameras we had were on loan from the local college. Then they had like sent their production team down and stuff like that, and it was like interning kind of, and they were helping our do a production. And it was one of our buddies that helped run mag. He was the guy that was in charge of all the equipment, so he worked there, so it was kind of on his ass if the stuff got broken. And you guys both know how expensive certain cameras are. Well, these are like those like fucking $10,000 cameras or something. Like, they're really expensive. And
meanwhile, Combat TV is there with a fucking $5 camera, and he's like, the best part is fucking like, you'd be surprised how often in life this line gets you out of trouble. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. Like, he's like, you're on Combat TV. Are you just gonna upload this to Combat TV? Yeah, but I have this expensive camera now. Well, just don't upload it. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. Well, what if I tell Martin and you get kicked out of here? That's not gonna happen. Like, it's so funny because like in wrestling, you'd be surprised, and even in life, like even dealing with cops, how you'd be surprised how often just saying that's not gonna happen gets you out of trouble. But I remember the cameraman. He was like all worried that we were gonna put it on Combat TV.
I know, not that. I know who you're talking about, not that guy. I'm talking to Mag. You weren't around for Mag. You missed that. Okay. But no, this was funny just because it was one of those instances you didn't see happening, but it happened. During the show, one of these guys is wrestling. I won't say any names here. I'll tell you after the show, though, Dave. He
bastard.
He fucking ran into the cameraman, just did it on purpose just to be a dick, I guess. I don't know. And he almost dropped the camera. And this cameraman kid, like skinny kid, knocked him the fuck out, dude. Because he was like, "I'm gonna pay $10,000 for that fucking camera."
Yeah.
It was so funny. So he knocks a wrestler out. Cameraman.
Let's get back on the main event. I feel like, you know, like everyone thinks old school wrestling is better. You know, like if you talk to someone in their 50s and 60s, "Let me tell you about the NWA." If you talk to someone about our age, we're like, "Let me tell you about ECW." A little bit younger, they're like, "Let me tell you about the Attitude Era." I feel like old school was last pay-per-view. Like, you thought this pay-per-view was good? Let me tell you about the golden age of Evolution first. The Shield. Last month? Wow, that was good. I just felt that way. Let's see what Ewok has to say. Ewok's got some comments here. The last match was slow as fuck. Then the last 5 minutes was where all the match happened for me. Big crap balls. Ewok also says Cena was boring as fuck on his press conference. On the other hand, Bo Dallas is awesome. Dallas is always awesome. I hope that kid gets over. Ewok from Endor. By the way, the network in the UK is going to be a pay-for channel on Sky. We didn't even get the chance to buy it without signing up to Sky. Bullshit. Yeah, I'm worried how it's going to work in Japan. But they got to spread that shit worldwide because people are going to buy it like crazy. And it's got to improve. The network isn't as good as people make it out to be. You know? It was good. All right. And my AWalk says my favorite two things about the main event. One, Bautista's bald spot. You know, everyone loses their hair eventually. He's laughing his ass off.
Blue Tista tonight. Get it right.
Oh, okay. We said he dressed up like Smurfette. That's what me and Booms decided when you were gone. And Orton couldn't wait to rip off Roman Reigns' protective vest and T-shirt. So those are the things that he noticed. And Jason Rex says, boom, we'll start here. Jason Rex said a lot. I'm sorry, we're just going to skip to your last three things. A question from my 14-year-old daughter asked me, why hasn't Vince Sick Man made a more adult version of wrestling on the WWE Network? I honestly feel fucking stumped. So why hasn't there been an adult version of WWE on the network? And I don't know. The network has to come up with better shit. Like, the network was cool as fuck the first couple weeks, but, dude, you got to put more house shows, more content. I mean, you should have access to everything. Michael Cole's like, it's like Netflix, only better. No, it's not. Netflix is still fucking better, you cocksuckers.
Well, it doesn't even have...
And do some original content.
Dave, have you don't have any access to it. You haven't like been able to explore it, have you?
Via Magic.
Well, the problem I have with it is like you go and you're like, oh, they have ECW on here, but all they really have are like ECW pay-per-views.
Yeah,
and
they don't have enough stuff.
Like they don't have like nitros at all on there. There's no nitros at all. Like how do you have no nitros?
They really need to fix their shit. They need, and not only that, they need more original content. Because let me tell you, I've been watching Legends House. I only missed like 1 or 2 episodes. I'm not gonna say. I question my own sexuality when I watch that show. I'm not gonna say that it's gay. I'm just gonna say it's bad. It is bad. I don't find the Legends House good at all.
Oh, come on, Dave.
It's bad, bro. Fucking is Hacksaw Jim Duggan gonna fight with fucking, I don't know, Brutus Barber Beefcake? Yeah, that's it. Tony Atlas, Brutus Barber Beefcake get on the show. And then, like, I think it was Hacksaw Jim Duggan or maybe Hillbilly Jim. But this episode, fucking, they were, like, crying because Roddy Piper left. I'm just like, you know, even if this is fake and you're acting, there has to be a point where you're like, you know what? I'm not gonna miss my roommate that fucking much. Like,
they're gonna
cry and it's just so bad.
How long have they been living in the fucking Legends House together? Like 3 weeks? They're gonna cry? Like, really?
I don't know. It's bad. It's not good.
No. We need to do Coco House. That's what we need to do. We need to do the Coco House. It'll be me, you. We'll put Martin in there. We'll put Jerry O'Neill, David Cooey, who doesn't exist, James Legend in there. God, I'm forgetting somebody else. Who am I forgetting? Martel. We put Martel in there with us.
Big Pop.
We need to see what the hell happens. I guarantee you, they're gonna like take us all out of that fucking house in a goddamn body bag.
Dave, if you put me and George Martel in the same house, they're gonna be fucking homicide.
You and George really hate each other. But dude, I think it was the Coco
Exactly. Makes for good drama.
I think it would be the most boring reality show ever. What's Dave doing? He's writing. 7 hours later, what's Dave doing? He's still writing. What's Martin doing? Drawing comics. 7 hours later, fuck this show. Like, they just go home. Like, it's just going to be a bunch of nerds be like, I'm a writer, I'm updating the site, and I'm drawing comics. But it's going to be like, it's basically going to be a cubicle office where we're all just on a computer.
So,
to be like, when it gets real.
I think they would have to like, take time off work, and they would have to like do stuff to put us out of our element. Like I'm trying to catch up on Legends House. The one I'm on right now is the one where they went LARPing. You know, I could see us doing stuff like that. That would just be a lot of fun, because if we were just doing our regular stuff, like, Bobo, what are you doing today? I'm going to my goddamn job. Shut the fuck up.
I'm going to work.
Like, I just think that, like, I want to know about Legends House is when does Roddy come back super drunk and then, like crying on Hacksaw's, like, shoulder that, you know, he misses him, and then, you know, I don't know, Mean Gene comes out and stops them because he's being abusive to Hacksaw. Like, totally reenact that whole scene of, like, China and X-Pac from the surreal life.
Yeah, I have no idea, but it's just bad. Ewok asks, Dave, how can you watch Legends House but not watch Total Divas? I know. You know what? I gotta ban myself from Legends House. I cannot picture it being worse than Total Divas. I don't know. It's bad. Ewok, you're absolutely right, and I am absolutely wrong. I am officially never watching Legends House again. Because the thing is, you fuckers tricked me.
Say shame on you.
Shame on me is right, because you fuckers tricked me. You, dear internet, everyone on the internet's like, Legends House is awesome. And I'm like, all right, I'll give this shit a shot. And I'm like, 4 or 5 episodes in, I'm just like, what? How is this awesome? What am I fucking missing here? I don't know. I don't fucking see it, I don't know. You know what? You are right. I refuse to watch Total Divas. I still do that. But as far as me watching Legends House, yeah, I kind of fucked up on that one, man. Sometimes you make bad decisions, Sometimes you jump out of the helicopter and you can say, hey, is this a good time to jump out? And you're like, you know what, maybe it's not.
Sometimes you run wrestling shows.
Yeah, everyone makes bad decisions. Boo Boo's bad decision was, he's like, yeah, I don't mind doing a podcast with you, Dave. What could go wrong?
Yeah, exactly. What could possibly go wrong? But, guys, we got to get this thing, we got to put a bow on this, we got to wrap it up, because I got to go get to bed. I got to go to work. But most of the burning question the Internet Infantry has right now is, who won pay-per-view profits? Well,
thank you. Oh, this joke never gets old. Thank you. I appreciate it. I was having a bad day. I watched.
Not so fast, my fellow friend.
Go ahead.
Not only did you not win, you barely. You were in the bottom. You were like not at the bottom, but you were among the bottom dwellers. But then again, when you compete with people like me, that's not really surprising.
Hold on. Not so fast, my fellow friends. First off, I want to take to the court that my response, my prediction for the Cena-Wyatt match was, I don't give a fuck. I'm pretty sure that's a lock. I'm pretty sure that counts as a win for a pick.
No.
All right, go ahead. Who won pay-per-view profits?
Well, we had 3 people tied.
Here we go with the controversy. Boo Boo always fucks this shit up.
We had 3 people. Shut up. We had 3 people get perfect scores, so we had to go to tiebreakers. Those 3 were, I want to say, no, it's not Therese, it's Tarcea Mortem, Fran Yelly, and me. Boom, boom. All tied with perfect scores throughout the pay-per-view, so we had to go to the tiebreakers. When we went to the tiebreakers, we had a tie. Out of all that, out of that, Tarcea Mortem got 1 out of 3. Fran Yelly and myself both got 2 out of the 3 tiebreakers, so we both tied at 9. So me and Fran Yelly tied. So congratulations, we are co-pay-per-view profits, and we are both better than Dave Kocotis.
Yeah. Congratulations. I say you and Fran Yelly have to Jello wrestle for the title. Just get a pool of Jello and you guys go at it.
What flavor are we talking?
I don't know. Strawberry?
Oh, no. You're the one who takes every joke, every question seriously, and I'm like, well, what kind of Jello? Well, I'm surprised you didn't go back. Well, lemon lime, of course. That's the traditional kind.
No, usually, okay, now I'm going back to my normal self. Usually it's not a flavor, because I used to run Jello wrestling, and it's usually not a flavor. It's just like white, slimy shit. And, dude, let me tell you something, dude. I had to turn, it sounds crazy because I'm ugly. I have ugly teeth. I'm not very good looking. But if you run Jello wrestling and pay the girls at the end of the night, you're going to see naked people and possibly be offered sex often. Like, no one thinks that's coming. You're like, dude, I'm an ugly guy. All I'm doing is saying, go wrestle in the ring, and at the end of the night, I'm going to give you money. You're like, no, there's no way there should be any sexy time during that interaction. No, there's always sexy time. There's always sexy time on Jello wrestling. But yeah, like,
sex is a booker.
This is the secret. Ready? No, you don't really book. You just make a big batch of jelly or Jello. And it's white, clear, and stuff, and they go in, it's gelatin, and they wrestle. But the thing is, this is how you almost get fucking laid. I always turned it down because I'm married, and, I probably couldn't satisfy a woman who just fucking Jello wrestled. But I would always go and be like, all right, the winner gets 200, the loser gets 100, and then you pay them both 200, and be like, well, there's really no losers tonight, ladies. And for real, it's almost like the easiest porn thing in the world. They're like, well, if you really want me to earn that money, I'm like, dude, your parents must be proud of you. I'm always like, no. So there's a little tip. If you're a scumbag and want to take advantage of women, Jello Wrestling is where it's at. I'm going to hell for that last name.
Why didn't I know this shit back in my younger days? Why didn't I know this shit back in my early 20s?
Well, because you never asked me about Jello Wrestling. Jello Wrestling's where it's at. All right, so, and we got a correction here from Jason Rex. Actually, first pin was Seth Rollins on Batista after Roman Reigns speared him. Batista, sorry, Booms. Each member got a pin. So appreciate the correction, Jason Rex. Booms, minus 10 for you. Dave, would you watch Total Divas if Gail Kim was on it? I love Gail Kim more than a man should, but probably not. I mean, I already saw her wonderful pictures from Korea. So I'm good. I don't need to see it, but I do love Gail Kim.
Wonderful pictures? What?
Oh, you never seen the pictures from Korea?
No.
Oh, she did some after-school activities. She thought it was for a cell phone company, and she thought it was only going to stay in Korea. And I'm like, yeah, naked pictures of Gail Kim are only going to stay in Korea. Yeah, I'm sure that's going to work out for you, Gail Kim.
Were they as brutal as the Mickey James ones?
No, these were classy and sexy. She is a beautiful woman.
So there wasn't like beef, any kind of like...
No. It was like a Playboy model shoot, but you could see the boobs and the fur.
Oh.
Yeah, you never knew that? I thought that was kind of a thing already. I love Gail Kim.
No idea, dude. I had no idea.
Well, you obviously haven't seen my screensaver or my iPhone saver or my poster in the back. Oh, I love Gail Kim. All right, Ewok from Endor. Well done, Booms and Franielli. Also to Takariki Moto. I think I mispronounced that. All right, so appreciate it. I think that's it. No more live comments. Any more Facebook comments? Boom. We'll read this one. This will be the last comment. Brandon from Facebook says, the only match that I and probably the entire universe liked was Evolution vs. Shields. No, the women's match is getting mixed reviews. A lot of people like the John Cena one. And yeah, this is a weird pay-per-view because it's getting mixed reviews from what I've seen. I don't think anyone's in total agreement. That's why I'm giving it a tie. Please, in the comments, put win, loss, tie. My final answer, tie. Booms, your final answer?
Well, I got to go back and watch it. That's the thing. Should I go back and watch it?
Ooh. Nah, Raw will be on tomorrow. You're good. Go back and watch John Cena throwing fucking steel chairs at Bray Wyatt, and you're good.
You'll see it all on Raw.
Yeah, you will see it all.
Yeah. Probably we'll get it again the next night for free.
And Martin, what do you say? Win, loss, or tie?
Loss.
Loss. All right, so down in the comments, put win, loss, or tie. We will be back for Monday Night Raw. I don't know if Martin will be back. I will be back. Boom. I don't know if weather's calmed down, news has calmed down.
No.
I don't know what the situation is, but someone will be back tomorrow night to do Monday Night Raw.
Yeah. Tomorrow night is...
Go ahead.
I was going to say, tomorrow night's actually my final podcast on the Death to Fanboys, 100th episode.
Well, plug that, baby. You can't leave this show without plugging. Plug away. Booms, pump your brakes. We're not here for the finale of plugs yet. Martin, plug away. What do? Do you work with children? Do you juggle? Are you a clown? Tell the internet entry what they can do for you.
Tomorrow night is the last Death to Fanboys podcast before we switch over to the webcast at the urging of Dave Coco, because he told us YouTube's better than Blog Talk Radio. And you can find that the link to that on caestudios.com or conartistentertainment.com or deathtofanboys.com or,
Yeah, more domain names.
Do what?
You and your domain names. We used to do that. Like, I bought like 8,000 domain names, but now I don't renew them, so every day I get a thing from Google. They're like, do you want to have goatfuckers.net? Like, no, I decided that's not the route the site is going to go. But yeah. So, and also, you make comics, so go check it out. Comic book guys.
Yeah. I also, actually, as of midnight, the new strip is up for my webcomic, I Fight Ghosts, which is ifightghosts.com. And then, as Dave said, you can find all of our work and stuff, caestudios.com, I got a new book coming out from IDW in September called Whitechapel. You should probably get that because it's awesome. And Dave Coco's writing a comic book.
Writing is a strong word.
It's about a retarded like a retarded gay racist.
Yeah, well, I like to push the envelope. Sadly, that probably sounds like a comic I would write. But no. On a serious note here, go check out his stuff. It's really good. We will be making a comic book 12 years from now, so get ready. Go buy it. You can buy Joshua Black on Amazon. That's it. And then we also got what else? What's coming out next?
We've got Joshua Black issue 3 just came out. Timber number 2 should be coming out soon. The Wellkeeper 10 just came out. We've got Project Overwatch coming out. Man, the website. We've got a bunch of books coming out from the company. Yeah, Joshua Black is on issue 4 coming out in this month actually. Now that it's June, so yeah. So Joshua issue 4 will be this month.
Sweet. And I got a question. I Fight Ghost. What is like that? Is that more like laid back, or is it kind of serious? Like,
I Fight Ghost is like
it's a comedy. So you're saying like me writing for I Fight Ghost would not blend in good?
No, you would work perfectly for some of the stuff you say. It's about I'll tell you what it's about. It's about an anti-hero who's known as the Spectromancer, and he runs an internet-based ghost hunting agency called I Fight Ghosts, like hashtag I Fight Ghosts. And it chronicles the story of him. He's like a con artist, no pun intended, that is killed in a freak accident, but he's given a second chance of redemption by serving as a Spectromancer. And what he's supposed to do is hunt down and basically bring back rogue ghosts to be judged in limbo. However, he's a former con artist and a swindler, so he wants to make as much money as he can because he doesn't understand that he's a ghost and he can't use the money. So he actually exploits the fact that he's getting rid of ghosts for people and makes them pay him.
Awesome.
And so we launched it 2 weeks ago, and there's 2 strips up. We skipped Memorial Day for obvious reasons, and it's every Monday, roughly midnight usually. But yeah, page 2 is up now, or the second strip, or whatever you want to call it, however you word webcomics. My first webcomic, so give me a break.
All right. So go check it out, ifightghost.com. Booms! Show him why you're the best pitchman in the business. Show him how it's done, Booms. Show him how it's done.
I can show him exactly how it's done because you can see my performances and Dave's 24/7 on Kocosports.com. That's KOCOsports.com. It's your home for all combat sports, which includes mixed martial arts, boxing, pro wrestling, amateur wrestling, sumo wrestling. If you can get your nose broke doing it, we got it covered. We got the latest in wrestling news, MMA gossip, boxing. We've even got the complete archives of Wrestle AM. How's there? We've even got our video on demand section up and running, so be sure to check it out. There's something for everybody at Kocosports.com. It's where the world goes to kick ass.
Booms, I love you, and I know you got to go to bed, but I'm going to read these super quick. Franielli says I should skip pay-per-views more often. Ewok says, good show, guys. Very enjoyable. Appreciate it, Ewok. Glad you're back. Martin put the links on the show. Martin, send me links. I'll put it down in a doobly-doo. Ewok says, last comment of the night, retarded gay racist? Is this based on Randy Orton? That might be the best comment ever. Gentlemen, it has been fun. And go to Kocosports.com.